Hey everyone, so this is my senior project that I completed for GrC 462, and I did my project on designing an online storefront for integration with a social media brand. Hello, I'm Nick Tyra. I'm a student in GrC at Cal Poly currently, and I love making things look nice and work intuitively, especially things like websites and apps and all sorts of UX and UI type things. So the problem that I was faced here for this project was that the social media brand called Mediocre needed a web store to sell merchandise and track orders. And so the solution that we came up with was to use Squarespace to design a fully fledged web store to integrate with the Mediocre's Instagram page. So some of the objectives for this project were quality and function of the web design to make sure that the experience was nice and fluid and straightforward, some user research and data collection, and then finally integrating the storefront with the social media brand. So one of the things that we had to keep in mind was how we can stand out, and this is because the web store needs to draw users who are faced with hundreds of alternatives. So like any other type of storefront online shopping, clothing stores, merchandise stores, anything like an Instagram brand. There's a lot of stuff out there, so we need to make sure that our web store is unique enough to stand out from the rest. So a quick overview of the process for the project. The first step is researching and gathering data, and then the second is to implement that data into the designs for the website. And then the final step is to build and deliver the finished web store. And then a quick look at the project planning process. So the first step is to decide on the project topic, which is designing the web store for me. And then that splits into research and data collection, which then splits into background research in the market and user surveys and usability tests. And then back over to tracking strategies, we have the work breakdown structure, or the WBS, and the Gantt chart. And a couple things on the project plan. So some of the methods were to use design, UX and UI, and marketing techniques to create a fully functional web store for a social media brand. Some of the resources that I used were the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, and I had a 10-week timeline to create the deliverables of the finished website. And then as far as techniques go, simplicity and learnability is the name of the game, with an understated yet bold aesthetic. And these are some of the programs that I used in the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, mostly for things like creating graphics and logos and stuff like that, and mostly just Photoshop and Illustrator. And we used Squarespace as the website builder because it made it a lot simpler in terms of the e-commerce side of things, with taking orders and keeping track of orders and shipping and billing and taking payment and all that sort of stuff. And then back to the project plan real quick. So the work breakdown structure starts with background research, and then developing the website, and then integrating the website with the social media page. And then the Gantt chart we'll take a closer look at. So the Gantt chart is a nice breakdown of all of the tasks split into phases that need to be completed. And then over to the right is a timeline of their expected start and completion dates and how long they will span for. So one important thing in this project is going to be integrating the web store with the Instagram page. And we can do that through Instagram ads, which will drive followers of the Instagram page to the web store through stories and posts, through word of mouth. So followers of the Instagram page can tell their friends about the page and subsequently the web store. And we can also do paid ads, possibly paid ads in places like search results are a possibility for the future, but are not currently necessary. So a quick recap of the entire process for the project starts with research, like background research on the market and gathering data from user surveys and usability tests, and then implementation. So translating the data gathered from research and surveys into design decisions for the website. And then we go on to design, creating a functional and aesthetically pleasing site that is on brand with the Instagram account. And then after that, we have the build stage, and that is setting up the functions of the website, including ordering capabilities, order management, and payment processing. And then integration, where we market the new website through posts and stories on the Instagram account, and then finally deliver the site, where we deliver the finished web store. So some success monitors that I had to keep track of where the project was going and whether or not our strategies were working were the functionality of the web store. So I had to make sure that it could reliably track and process orders, because that was the biggest purpose of the web store, is the orders and selling merchandise. And another is the integration with the Instagram page. And we can check that through the number of followers that click through to the web store. So basically the number of people following the Instagram page that got there from something they saw on the Instagram page. And so the end goal of this project is going to be the finished web store, completed, fully functional, and it should be able to sell merchandise and track orders for the Mediocre brand. And the mobile site will be simplified for usability and striking aesthetics, while the desktop site will be fully featured while remaining minimalistic and aesthetically pleasing. And so after that whole process, we can take a look at some of the completed deliverables after the project was finished. So this is my solution to creating a fully functional web store for the social media brand Mediocre. So here we have the homepage, the landing page of the web store with featured products and navigation options. And another look at the homepage. It was designed to be minimalistic while retaining the bold style of the brand, with the accent colors and the background pattern and the more striking font and everything like that. Then we have the product page, which are the sub pages for product information for some of the merchandise pieces. The product pages were laid out with simplicity in mind for ease of navigation and to put the product at the forefront of the page. Then we have the gallery page, which is the page in the store where customers can see samples of the artist's work. And the gallery page features a subdued design that focuses on the art, and I thought this was important to not overcrowd the real content of the page, because the whole point of this page is to just view the art. And then finally we have the contact page, which is where people can send messages to the brand. And this page again was designed with simplicity in mind, but this time with a more unique background due to the lack of visual content that was present on the page, because it's really just some text boxes. So the background was a good chance to make it a little bit more interesting. And so evaluation of success. Overall, the project was really successful. The web store is functional. It can reliably track orders. It can take payment and do everything that it needs to do to sell merchandise from the Mediocre brand. And the design of the website matches the aesthetic of the brand really well, I think. And to go back to integrating the web store to the Instagram page, integration of the web store into the social media page is an ongoing process, and honestly it'll be a few weeks or even a couple months to see the true impact of the integration strategies, but so far the ones that we've employed have seemed to be effective. So now it's just a matter of time before we see whether or not they will actually be effective. And that's all. So thanks.